Dude, if John Forrest can talk about Pornhub on TV, then I can talk about gay German porn on this podcast.
Please make that the intro. Drive
intro.
Hello everybody, and thank you for listening to the Outlap. For those of you who are supporting DriveThrough as a patron, this might be familiar to you. But for the rest of you guys, welcome to my newest project. My friends and I have put together a brand new podcast. It's called the Outlap, and every week we're going to go through motorsport events of the past week. We're going to talk NASCAR, we're going to talk Formula 1. And it's meant to be just a nice, fun, fluid discussion. I mean, we can start on one topic and just sort of flow through for an hour. It should be a fun time. I really hope you guys enjoy this. We're running a few test episodes here on YouTube, and if all goes well, we can go onwards and upwards with it. But I'm really interested to hear your feedback on the show, so please, once you've listened, leave a comment, tell me what you like about it, tell me what you don't like about it. We're trying to make this the best we possibly can, so leave likes, leave dislikes. Feedback is important. But on to episode 0.1. With me this week, I have CodyHGaming, Ed Soundhead, Trace Rider, CH14, and Rusty Walrus, and we had a fantastic discussion. I mean, there's a lot of motorsport stuff to talk about this week. We talked about NASCAR Heat 4, iRacing, and what makes a good racing video game. We talk about the F1 race in Austria, Pierre Gasly, Mercedes and Williams, and what's coming next for those teams. Then we talk about NASCAR, we talk about the Chicagoland Cup race, what a fantastic show that was. We talk a little bit about some of these up-and-coming drivers. Cole Custer, Christopher Bell, where are they going to be next year? And then we talk a little bit about qualifying and what it's like to retire as a NASCAR driver. And most importantly, the importance of blowovers. Enjoy.
Are we ever going to actually move on to episode 1, or is this like 90 episodes from now? We'll just be episode 0.95.
I think we should just drop it and tell people to suck it.
Next week is episode 0.15.
All right. Holy crap, we have a lot to talk about.
So
yeah, we do.
Heat 4 doesn't look good.
Oh, are we going to start with that?
We should start with. Didn't we go chronologically last time? Isn't that what you guys did?
Yeah.
I'm just going reverse chronologically. I looked at the first
Let's
thing.
do that. Sure, why not?
Discuss tab.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Heat 4.
You want to get heated.
No.
Heated about Heat 4.
They released... They accidentally uploaded some footage to YouTube and didn't private the video like a bunch of dinks. And immediately... It was re-uploaded everywhere else.
Language.
And everybody should flag it for inappropriate content. Because that is disgusting.
It's gross. It's an embarrassment. And
Should be removed.
there are people who are like defending it too. That's what blows my mind.
Here's all right. So like here's what bothers me the most about Heat. I bought Heat 2 on PlayStation when it was on sale.
Oh, I feel
Heat 3 is no different. Heat 4 looks even worse. They're doing the Madden formula where they're just like, oh, it's the new game. Buy it at $39 and then spend $25 on the season pass to get 6 new cars. Woo! Some bullshit.
That is an accurate representation of 704 games.
Yeah, it's bad, dude. Oh my god.
And like there's a precedent set for great racing games. I mean, F1 2017 is better than this crap.
Oh,
And
but
it
when
came
I
out
compare
2
them, I'm
years
not
ago.
right.
Oh yeah, okay.
I don't want to
my
get into
ass.
it.
They have motion capture. They have like, you are in the hospitality suites talking to people. The driving is better. It's just how do you have a game that is built around the most expensive and most technologically advanced cars in the world, and then you have stock cars which are much easier to build, design, and drive, and how do you do it worse? Usually it's the other way around. Right? Like the more complicated thing should be worse, right? Because it's harder, but it's not. And yet here we are.
I don't want to. I don't want to get too much into the gameplay because we've only seen like the 1 minute or so of footage that we have.
Exactly.
So I say let's start visually and talk about how garbage this is.
Before we get into
I've never been so disappointed as when I saw that footage.
Before we get into the reflections and everything else, I just want to play devil's advocate and
let's hear it.
Give the graphics a benefit of the doubt. The graphics don't look great. However, there might be a resolution issue too going on. Keep in mind the only footage we've really seen of this test stuff so far is the stuff that people quickly captured off the 704 video that's now private and then got re-uploaded. So there's going to be a little quality degradation there.
And it is pretty badly compressed too.
The reflections.
Well, yeah, but still, that is very clearly like half the car blanketed by just white. I still don't know how I feel about that.
Reflections.
This is supposed to be a night race at Daytona. They got all the lights. They're showing you how they have these lights with the glows, and it looks cool. And then the cars drive by, and there's just a big white box over them. Like, what?
That's about right.
Do you know how lights work? It's literally showing all of these lights on these poles, and then the car is just a box. This literally looks like a phone game. The reflections are garbage. It is a phone game.
It's so bad. It's just so bad.
When I saw motion blur, I wanted to vomit.
Seriously, they should just fire everybody at 704 Games.
They don't have anyone.
People who make mods for NR 2003 because those are better.
Cosman, where are you at? Someone contact this man.
Oh my god. Like, the lights are better.
Oh god. If you're looking at the same video that I am, there's this one onboard shot where they're trying to show off the interior of the car. If you just look at like the other cars and like their movement on track is so bad. It's linear. They're not bouncing a single inch. The suspension doesn't move. The track is perfectly smooth. There's no reflections at all on the cars.
And it's natural to scrub your tires at 200 miles an hour.
It's disgusting.
It's literally NASCAR Heat 2002, but with extremely shitty updates made to it, and then sold a $60 game. That's all it is.
It sold as a $30 game with a $25 season pass.
I saw someone that said the Dale or the night footage looks kind of like NASCAR 08. Like
NASCAR 08 looks better than this.
Yeah, literally, if you're getting beat out by PS2 games, then you should probably just quit.
Or maybe not the PS2 one.
Well,
but the PS3 one definitely looks better.
I want a CHD version of that.
A little scary thought for y'all. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to say, I want to see HD footage of this before I totally go in on it. But from what that little grainy video showed, I was so disappointed when I saw it. It actually ruined my day. I've never been more let down by a game visually.
The thing that bothers me the most about it is they're still going to pass this garbage off as an esport.
Oh god!
Of course,
because they got the official licensing. That's all that matters.
Sports ready. 10-year contract.
Excited for when this game actually comes out and I can just rip it apart because this is oh boy.
So
do you
go ahead?
Do you remember how everyone at the time, not too many people liked EA Sports NASCAR games? Then like a decade later, they become like they've had a cult following. Everyone misses the EA Sports era. Bring back EA Sports. Let's just hope we never get to a point a decade from now where we're looking back and missing Heat 2 and Heat 3.
If I ever miss Heat 2 or Heat 3, I'll probably just kill myself. It'll probably just
It's the end of the road for you.
That's it.
We'll be putting you in a sanitarium.
Oh my.
If I miss a shitty game like this, I probably belong there.
So tell me about people who have played Heat 3. Like, does anybody race with a wheel? Of the people that race with.
I tried and I quit after one day. I was like, "This is retarded. I'm done."
I guarantee it's not like anything close to an actual simulation.
No. Oh no.
Okay. So I'm just gonna leave it there.
You literally can't hold the wheel in a straight line without the car being like, "Okay, hey, real fast. Let's go towards the wall, real fast."
God, this looks bad.
That's an esport. You want to talk about esport? You should look at anything that Codemasters has done for the F1 games. That's an esport. They have a stage. They have like individual racing pods with full-on force feedback wheels. That's how you do it.
Or iRacing. What's that? We already have a great NASCAR simulator.
What?
Okay, but iRacing is so expensive. Oh my god.
But that's what makes it great. It's not a kid's game.
Me and Rusty were talking about this the other night. If they can do iRacing almost the same way, but just get rid of the subscription. Just have a one-time buy. Keep the DLC, like keep the thing where you have to buy additional cars and tracks and all that, but just one-time buy. The subscription service turns off so many people.
Yeah, I don't want a Netflix for sim racing, if we're being honest.
Exactly.
That's fair.
That's why I'm like, I might just like take I bought a month, and I've been racing dirt, and I might just take some time off, and then buy another month later on.
That's what keeps me away, honestly, is the subscription format.
Unless the subscription comes with everything, I don't want to pay it.
Yeah.
That's totally fair.
But the problem is it's working out for them. Like their platform is too good almost, where it's like there are a lot of people totally willing to dish out that money, myself included.
And I completely understand to officially license all those cars and get them as accurate as possible, and to laser scan every track they have on their database. That takes a lot of money. I get that.
Well, my thing is the lobby sizes on a lot of these series and cars are just so small. It's just that's what frustrates me. It's like
on what though?
When you want to go race, you can't.
Most of them are pretty well populated. I mean, the Daytona 24, they had server problems. There were so many splits and so many people driving in it.
So that's different though. But like big events are gonna naturally have more people. Like I was in a
the daily races.
I did a Dirt Legends race that had 8 people in it.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Yeah, but no one wants to race Dirt Legends.
That's not true. I was one of 8 people that did.
The big stuff still gets a lot of people. The truck race is always split. The Xfinity stuff, the Cup stuff,
a lot of
IMSA GT really popular.
People that were having to race the Dirt Legends because they had to work their way up, like myself.
Yeah. Although the street stocks are more fun, let's be honest here.
Can I just say the dirt in iRacing is so rewarding.
So fun, dude. The dynamic track. Oh
yeah.
Oh my god.
Although I did have I finally made C-Class on dirt, and then I got my shit handed to me by everybody else.
Oh, once you got sprint cars?
Well, yeah. Well, first of all, 360 sprints. Only true madmen would drive those things. I don't even got into the 410s yet.
Dude. Yeah, those things are crazy.
But I did street stocks, and I went to Las Vegas, and I don't know what I'm doing differently, but yeah, I got my ass handed to me.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, next topic here. Trace, you're gonna like this one.
Oh, am I?
Pierre Gasly.
Oh my God!
Second driver at Red Bull, the first driver since 2012 to get lapped by their teammate on their way to win the race, purely out of pace. No wrecks, nothing like that.
Can we start by saying he's essentially a third Toro Rosso car at this point?
Basically.
So Pierre Gasly. Before we get into like breaking down the different races and where he's been finishing, Pierre Gasly is only 62 points ahead, not 62, 13 points ahead of Pierre Gasly and 62 points behind Charles Leclerc. He's 62 points behind the other people he should be close with, and 13 points ahead of backmarkers. That is disgusting. That is Toro Rosso level work.
Hold on, let me pull up the standings real quick.
I have it right here.
Sainz, 13 points behind him.
13 points.
Oh my God.
He's 62 points behind arguably the #1 Ferrari driver right now, Charles Leclerc.
His best finish is 5th. He hasn't even gotten in 4th.
62 points behind where he should be. Max Verstappen's in 3rd. He's in 3rd.
They have the same car. Max Verstappen's worst finish is equal to Gasly's best this whole season. Across, what is this?
He's
9 races?
83 points behind his teammate. That is unacceptable.
Okay, but if you were to swap him out before the end of the season, who do you put in?
You don't put anybody. You leave him to flounder in his seat for the rest of the season, and then you pull him out and put Daniel Kvyat at the end in his seat at the end of the year.
But why don't you just do that in the summer break?
Because why? He's despite his terrible performance in the driver's standings, he's still doing well enough in the Constructors' Championship to keep them in 3rd. And there's no guarantee that if they put Kvyat in there that he's going to improve, quote unquote.
They shouldn't be in 3rd though. Max is ahead of both the Ferrari drivers in the standings.
That's true. But again, I don't think anybody currently on the grid in Red Bull's farm system, which is the whole of the different thing. Farm system's totally shouldn't happen in racing when it comes to
Esteban
this kind of
Ocon.
stuff. There's nobody that you can put in that seat right now that I'm not convinced. I mean, I'm convinced they will do better than Gasly, but I'm not convinced they would do well enough to put Red Bull into second in the constructors
That's fair.
championship.
Damn.
Hell, I could do better than Gasly at this point, if we're being real.
Ooh.
He got outdriven in the first race of the season by the sister team, who has like
He
all
didn't.
of the
He
hand-me-downs.
didn't get a point in the first race.
Like Red Bull's wearing Abercrombie, and Toro Rosso is wearing 3 years ago's Hollister.
Dude, Lance Stroll beat him in Australia, and that was on pace.
And Lance Stroll is terrible.
Oh my god, this is disgusting.
he
Norris
showed-
beat him in France.
He got
Oh,
handed.
God.
He got handed a single point in France because of an issue. A single point.
Who did?
Gasly. He finished 11th, and then he got bumped to 10th.
Oh yeah.
He has finished a lap down in 4 races. He finished a lap down in Melbourne. He finished a lap down at Montreal, a lap down in France, and a lap down at Austria.
That's disgusting.
It is. It's really disappointing. It's really, honestly, it's disheartening. When I bought Formula One 2014, I was like, ooh, Red Bull. So I drove for Red Bull, and I kind of have a little spot in my heart for them. And it's really upsetting that they're wasting their time with this.
It's. I feel like there was so much hype for him last year, though.
Yeah.
That's it was never there. Like it was always like, oh, Hartley versus Gasly. Like who's
That's
gonna
true.
who's
Hartley
the better
was
driver?
never.
And they're like Gasly's only a little bit better. I liked Brendan Hartley as a person. He had a great personality. It was awesome to watch. Always fun to listen to in his interviews. But Gasly was just better on the track. And this really exposes the shortcomings of a farm system when it comes to racing, especially in Formula One. If you don't have anybody in your farm system, you can't just pull somebody from the side and be like, hey, drive for us.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Mercedes over here with 2 of the greatest young talents, like in the world, and they don't have a decent car to stick them in.
Yep.
This is all
And it's not
gibberish
like-
to me.
And it's not like you can go over to Mercedes and be like, hey, can we borrow one of your Mercedes drivers to drive our Honda cars? You can't just do that.
So what if Williams stays in this embarrassing hole of slowness that they're in?
That's a different rant for a different day. But anyway, continue.
But what if they run out of money? Does Mercedes try to Toro Rosso the team?
I think I don't know how they haven't already. I think you keep Williams.
Well, they have.
Because
I mean, they're paying for Russell to be there, right? They're giving them the engines.
I guess.
They have a deal. They're giving them the engines for Russell's car.
I want Williams to turn it around so bad. It hurts me to watch them drive
I
the
don't
way they
think
are.
they can. I don't think they can do it with Claire, honestly.
Sir Frank Williams deserves much more in his twilight years.
But it's been since Claire took over that they just fell down.
Everybody has a point this season. Every driver except the Williams ones.
Oh. Everyone?
Russell and Kubica.
Oh, you're
even
right.
Antonio-
Even Giovinazzi
Antonio
got one.
Giovinazzi has
he
1
just got
point.
one.
Oh my god.
George Russell and Robert Kubica have 0. That makes me so sad. It makes me so sad.
Russell's best finish is 15th. He's not even
So
close.
they showed improvement in Austria, but it was not enough to make me excited.
You say that. They still finished 18th and 20th. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point where they were up there. They were battling and doing okay, and then it just kind of
Yeah, and then the race kept happening, and then they fell back.
I would agree with you that I think it's Claire's time to just step aside. She should take some kind of administrative role in the company so that she still can be involved in it, but I don't think she's a principal. I just don't.
Yeah.
She doesn't have what it takes. And that's really sad for me to say because I like her. I don't have anything against her.
I too, like, I wish she would succeed, but it's just not working. And I can't believe they've sat this long without making changes.
Somebody's got to turn that team around. And if Mercedes Toro Rosso's them, and they're already pretty much Williams Mercedes racing at this point. So they might as well just take over and be like, hey, here's last year's cars. Please do better.
I legitimately think, like, next season, Kubica out, Ocon in, Mercedes money, that would be successful.
And that sucks because I think Kubica hasn't had a chance to prove that he's in racing form.
I don't think he's in racing. He's getting destroyed by Russell. And I know Russell's one of the best He was like the best Formula 2 driver last season. Him along with Lando.
You know, put George Russell in a Red Bull car, Red Bull Team 1. He's gonna outdrive everybody.
Yeah, I just don't think Kubica's cut for it.
Be up there.
Which is unfortunate to say, because I loved keeping track of this return, and I was huge between the season on like, put Kubica in a car. Oh my God, they're actually going to do it. And now it's not good, dude.
I just don't think it sucks because I don't think Williams is a good gauge of where he's at on his recovery drive.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad.
When you had a thing going on with Renault first, and then I think they didn't have a space available, and that's when he went to Williams.
I'd like to see him like test in like a Racing Point car or even a Mercedes.
Racing Point's garbage now, though. They're doing terribly.
Well, that's because Lance Stroll was like, "Here you go, son. Please take this team and the seat that you haven't earned."
Well, I mean,
and he's like,
Perez.
Thanks, Dad. I'm gonna drive the best I ever did.
Perez hasn't scored in 5 races, though.
That's true.
It's pretty bad. But I think it's just a sign of the whole ownership change last season is finally catching up to them in terms of car pace.
Yeah, and Lance Stroll shouldn't be in that seat. He just shouldn't. Sorry. I know he's Canadian, and you probably feel a little bit for that. But he doesn't deserve that seat.
But he paid for that seat.
Okay, but this isn't a freaking roller coaster. You don't pay for your seat. These are supposed to be the top drivers in the world, and there's people buying their way in.
All right, let's go to a more positive side here. now that we have
being this angry about
we have spent however long so far just berating things. Max Verstappen, drive of his career, maybe.
Oh my! It was certainly the drive to watch.
Holy crap! The dude biffed it at the start.
I thought he was out.
Absolutely terrible.
I thought Leclerc was gonna drive away with it.
Yeah,
I really did.
absolutely.
I thought he was done. I thought it was over.
No talent, Leclerc.
Ooh, ow, ooh,
oh, jeez.
Caleb was rooting for him earlier.
Caleb's opinions do not reflect those of the rest of us.
That race was one of the most fun I've watched in a long time.
It's been a while.
Across any platform.
It's been a while since there's been a Formula 1 race where 5 laps to go comes up and you don't know who's going to win.
It's such a contrast from the week before, too.
Oh, God.
France was so terrible, and then we get this absolutely fantastic race.
Such a snooze fest. Mercedes showed some mortality this weekend.
Hamilton 5th.
Yeah, I'm happy about that, if we're going to be honest.
Same.
I mean, he just straight up didn't have the pace. Bottas was so much faster than him. Yeah, he had the whole thing with the front wing, but even then he was just slow.
Even then, I'm not even convinced that he did anything to the wing.
No, he did. They had a crack in it.
Did he? Okay.
I think he smacked it on a curb.
Yeah, because he was taking turn 1 mighty wide and straddling that curb every time.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that he did something.
I don't know if it might have been there, it might have been the end of the lap, but either way, not great.
Certainly not.
Also, weird Ferrari strategy. At the end, they decide to throw Sebastian in the pits.
That was almost an amazing move. That was almost
amazing. That was almost disgusting. He barely got past Hamilton. He was ahead of Hamilton. They pull him into the pits, and now he's got to work really hard to pass him again before the end of the race. He does it, but just barely. That could have been one of the biggest embarrassments of Ferrari so far. I mean, yeah, it was just for 4th and 5th place, but that was close.
If they had not screwed up that pit stop and had him sitting there, that could have been an amazing move.
I'm talking about the second pit stop. But yeah, if
I'm talking about that first one.
If in the first pit stop they had the tires there, that would have been great. To purposely come in to prevent the other driver from coming out of the box quickly. I don't know if that's been done before.
I was baffled by the move, and I'm surprised that everybody else was as surprised.
Yeah, they weren't ready to do it, though.
No, they were not. And that makes me sad. I want a little bit about Leclerc's strategy. They played a radio bit where he was like, tell me when I can push. So maybe Ferrari held him too long, and that's how Verstappen caught him so fast and didn't give him that fight.
I think they were worried about heat, though, probably.
Yeah, I mean, it was hot as balls in Austria. Speaking of balls, didn't you point something about the Austrian track?
What now?
Oh yeah, there's literally a nutsack in the track.
sorry, hold on. Changing gears here. What?
Turn 4. through turn 5 and turn 6 literally just looks like a sack.
Oh my god. Is that what yours look like? Because that's...
Well, you know what? He's not wrong.
Use your imagination.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
it looks suggestible.
If you're a child, maybe. God damn. I'm just seeing this now.
You're never gonna unsee it.
I'm gonna try my best.
Now that I see it, that's never going.
Oh, great.
It's like a negative space type thing. Great.
My response was because Red Bulls have big red balls. So I don't know if derailed that conversation.
Yeah, we can. Hold on. What do we want to talk about now? Xfinity?
Well, I wanted to talk about, before we change off F1, the last move that bump that got Verstappen shunted Leclerc.
Oh, dirty but not penalizable. Done. That's it.
Yeah, you can see him. You can see him turn the wheel left. You know that he did it on purpose. But
He opened up the steering because he knew that if he didn't, the same thing that happened a lap before would happen again when Leclerc gets a better exit and then he loses the spot.
that was some NASCAR shunting right there.
He had to do it. It was wheel to wheel, which is as clean as you can do it. Leclerc should get him back at some point, and he probably will. And that's pretty much it. You don't need to penalize the guys for that. There's people who are now like... there's people who have complained about the Canada penalty on Sebastian, who are now saying, well, you guys should be consistent and you should penalize that too. I'm glad they didn't. It's almost like a way of showing, like, you know, maybe we're not going to penalize these things as much in the future because we've learned from our mistakes, perhaps.
Yeah,
like they did in Canada.
I'm glad I wasn't a steward to have to make that call, because there's a lot of... You could have went either way, but I'm glad that they did make the call.
God, and there are so many
people. As much as I wanted
Leclerc
to get that, to get that first win, I think it'll feel better when he earns it.
Yeah, it wasn't clean, but it wasn't not a penalty.
Yeah, he had every right to yell, "What the fuck was that?" on the radio too.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And then, oh man, looking ahead, Silverstone is next.
That should be pretty Mercedes friendly, right?
Yeah.
There are some straightaways, but
Lewis Hamilton's gonna win like by a million miles.
I think he'll do well. He loves that track. The car loves that track.
And
unfortunately, I think we're gonna go back to normal next week in terms of F1.
Makes me sad.
But we'll see. I mean, you never know.
Can we get someone like in the paddock just to slit Mercedes tires, like all of them?
Just loosen some bolts real quick.
Yeah, be like, all right, tough shit.
I think Spa's gonna be a good one. That's a little whiles away, but
yeah, that's after the break, isn't it? But yeah, anyways, I think a little gem in the middle of the F1 season. What's otherwise been a pretty dismal year for the sport.
It has been absolutely terrible,
especially after Canada and France.
Ugh.
But I'm a little bit more hopeful now.
The one F1 race this year that I miss, and it's like the best one of the year. It's
dude, it was.
Okay,
I loved every second of it.
You're not allowed to watch anymore.
Caleb, stop watching.
Yeah, I'll just watch the highlights. There you go.
Perfect. All right, we're good.
Good point.
F1 2019 to be the best year confirmed.
All right, so let's flip the switch on over to a little bit more American stuff.
Yeah, fuck airplane cars.
Yeah.
Talk about NASCAR.
Xfinity, Chicagoland, Christopher Bell gets DQ'd. Cheats and he can't even win.
Cheating Yoder's at it again.
Imagine cheating and then still losing to Cole Custer.
Ooh.
Imagine being so bad that you literally get disqualified from the race and you can't even like drive up for the lead. You can't even do it.
All right, here's one of Ed's questions. This should be fun. Is Cole Custer ready for Cup in 2020? If so, where does he go?
No.
No? I think he's spent more than enough time in Xfinity.
Just because the fact that he would replace Clint Boyer, no, he's not ready.
He's going to that 41 car.
The 41?
Daniel Suarez.
I don't know, Suarez has done well.
What's his season been so far?
Okay, are you going to take... I'm pretty sure if...
Isn't Boyer done at the end of the year? This dude's got to retire soon.
You can take Boyer's car then.
There are 4 contracts up at the end of this year. You got Almirola.
They got
Suarez.
Ooh, Eric has not a great year, has he?
No, he's not.
No, Eric's
Jones,
not.
no.
No, I mean Almirola.
Almirola.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's.
Ooh, one.
Stuart Haas hasn't had too good of a year.
Stuart
There's
Haas hasn't won it.
possibilities though. There's a foot in the door, is what I'm saying, and I think that if Cole Custer, if there is an open spot, I think he is ready.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
I
agree.
I'm not
calling
gonna
it right
say
now.
it. Go ahead.
Cole Custer to the 48 in 2020.
What?
Wait,
What?
no.
Hold on.
Incorrect.
That's a take
They're
right
gonna
there.
they're gonna put the prodigal son William Byron in the 24-48.
No, there it is.
It's no.
24,
Custer's got to stay with Haas. His dad is
Oh, yeah,
like one of the
he's got
top
to.
dudes at Haas.
There's no way he doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, Custer's not going anywhere, but that would be hilarious.
Imagine it being Stuart House Racing and coming back from like 11 wins last year to now the Ty Dillon has more stage wins than your entire team.
Oh man,
There's a stat and a half.
God,
Jesus.
it's been rough to watch too.
It's bad, dude.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, yeah. I
So-
hate to see it.
Yeah,
make a
instead
bold
of
call right now. I'm gonna make a bold call that
All right,
Ty
let's hear
Dillon week. He's gonna win this week.
What?
Ty Dillon?
Ty Dillon.
Ty Dillon.
Arguably the better Dillon.
Where the hell are we? Daytona?
It's Daytona, baby. Anybody's got a shot.
Yeah, one Dylan's already won there.
Yeah,
That's true.
I
Why not
cannot
Dillon?
wait
He's
for
gonna
Daytona
complete
with
the prophecy.
the package. Oh,
Oh, this
Now,
package.
with Daytona, anyone can do it.
This package is so exciting. After friggin' Talladega, I am all aboard the suck train.
Wait, man.
all right, boys. If we don't
And
get
the
if
Big
we don't get a
Wang gang.
blowover, it'll be 0 out of 10 race.
Oh, God
No
damn.
blowover, 0 out of 10 race.
Look, I'm just saying, so far, this package, Super Speedways, 100% blow over in the race.
If there's a blowover, they're like gonna change it for Talladega.
If there's
'cause they're gonna
not
be
fence contact,
uh,
If there's not fence contact, Caleb won't even put a score on it. He's just like, this,
honestly,
this race
if
has
there
nothing
aren't
to do.
if there aren't at least 50 fans obliterated in the stands instead,
Not exciting, not a good sport.
honestly, if there's
NASCAR's
not
so
visible
boring, all they do is
blood
turn
on
left.
the catch fence by the end of the race, I quit. I quit.
damn.
NASCAR.
So it's like that old Tony Stewart quote. Yeah, if we didn't wreck at least half the cars in Talladega, we need to run extra laps because
And then with
Jesus
10 to
Christ.
go,
Get
we'll split
the
the pack in
figure eight
half.
going.
Half of them go forward, half of them go backward.
I would
we
pay
need
to
to-
see it. I
we
would
need
pay
to
to
wreck
see
at
it.
least half of the field.
It's just not fun with only
If
one
half the
car.
field isn't
Kill 'em
wrecked, they
all.
should add some more laps and run until we wreck half
If
the field.
every driver walks out of Daytona alive, I quit watching NASCAR.
So it's going to be a wreck fest, right? Daytona?
I don't know.
Oh man, I don't know about that. I think they'll keep it. I think you'll probably see something pretty similar to what you saw in the 500. I think it'll be clean for most of the race. And then
Right,
towards
but
the
this is
end-
the suck package. I mean, you saw what happened at Talladega.
Well, still, like
I
they
know,
didn't
but
they didn't wreck as much as they
I think they
usually
learned
do.
a little bit from that though. Now
Yeah.
they kind of.
There's not a
Because,
single
like,
caution
now-
the entire race, and then
I
there's
do
a
think-
7-wide battle for the lead.
Well, the 500 got pretty wrecky at the end there. I mean, that was...
Well, yeah.
and that's kind of what I predict. Again, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I
if
mean,
they
then
won them
again,
up a couple
so
times.
you gotta counter in like with the new package that they've been using. You get a lot more suck up, so you gotta figure out what you're gonna do with runs more than you had to do in the 500 this year. So maybe we could see more aggressive moves and more. I think we'll see something like similar to last year in terms of wrecks, like where you had one big one like the end of stage 2 and then kept it clean for most of the race and then wrecked it up at the very end.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson's going to end up upside down again. He's not a luck at super speedways.
I'm telling you, if there's not a blowover by the end of this weekend, I'm
my
I'm
God.
not watching NASCAR anymore.
Well, somebody in the Xfinity series will probably figure it out how to do it.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
they usually do.
Yeah, I need
Chase
something
Briscoe
to try to
A bunch of
recreate.
times last year.
Mark my words, Brandon Jones in turn number 3 dies.
Oh.
Literally dies.
Jesus.
Loses his
I
life. at the
hate
Halifax
to say it,
Nationals.
and you hate
Yeah.
to see it, but he kind of had a decent week.
He kind of slapped me in the head for saying what I said about him last week.
He
When he showed me
actually
up.
did well.
Imagine
me up.
spending money so that Brandon Jones can
That's a
race.
great quote.
Then
But
finishes in the top 5. What a guy.
still lost to a blank truck.
Still also blank truck.
Yeah, the friggin'
To be fair,
24, the
Brett Moffitt is king
unsponsored
of blank trucks.
Brett
Didn't
Moffitt.
everybody lose to the blank truck?
It's true.
Everybody lost to the blank truck.
That's,
The blank truck was just good.
Bums.
blank truck has a
Bums,
fast
I tell
driver.
ya.
Doesn't have all the
Yeah, I
logos
think-
and paint to slow it down.
I think Brett Moffitt kind of just. I think he kind of at least gave everybody a little reality check, like, "Hey, we're still here," you know.
Someone move this guy up.
Never-
What happened to the GMS Xfinity cars?
Nemechek's still running in it.
Is he?
Yeah, he just hasn't been on TV running top 5.
Oh, well. Could have fooled me.
Is he? Yeah, hold on. Let me look this up.
Yeah, Nemechek hasn't had a very impressive season. Like he's been kind of back there with like Noah
Oh,
Gragson,
absolutely.
just outside the top 10.
I'm used to seeing him a lot. I mean, he won a race last year. Last year, average finish 10.1. This year, average finish 10.2. So it's not like he's doing badly.
Just right in the middle.
Well, last year I think he split the season in the 42 car a little bit, and I think he even ran kind of a partial schedule, but he did run I think significantly better.
Well, last season he did only the 42, but I'm saying the average finish is pretty much the same.
Yeah, it's weird.
So he's. I guess he's just.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, he's just not fighting for wins. Like he's up there, but he's
Trash.
not.
Washed.
Washed up, retired. You won't.
Just like his dad.
Oh,
Hey,
look, after CTMP, I've never been a huge fan of the guy.
I thought that was an amazing finish. He did what he had to do to win.
He turned left. I don't want to go back to
what he had
this.
to do to win.
He didn't have to do
might
that to
have.
win.
He could have got him.
that was
got him
worse than
clean.
Gregson send.
Gregson Send was bad mostly because it was a teammate. But it was bad. He just turned left. Like he just
Yeah,
took him
100
off
just, yeah.
off into the grass, into the wall. That was pretty bad.
Agree to disagree. Man did what he had to do to win. I respect that.
Petition to make sure the trucks never stop going to CTMP.
Please bring me some
I'd say
Xfinity
we
or
take
Cup.
CTMP off the schedule.
All
and
right.
Let's go to.
What if they have blowovers at
I'd like to
CTMP?
counter
Caleb?
petition to get Caleb out of here.
I
no.
agree.
Drive past him, do it.
Can Caleb
I
have a
say we put the
blowover?
trucks at Kentucky. There's never been a blowover at CTMP. Bad race.
Oh
Every
my
time.
god!
Bad race.
There probably has been at some like IMSA race way
Someone
back.
died there last year in a Formula 5000 car.
Oh,
my.
It was not a blowover though.
Wow,
Oh, well,
what a
then,
no
who cares?
Imagine dying and it's not even a blowover. Wow. Wow. dude.
More editing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through some more of these questions. Cody asks, "Will Hendrick give Johnson the boot if he has another winless season?"
No, he has a lifetime contract with Hendrick, so he'll never get booted from
Out of-
Lifetime?
Honestly,
Yeah, it's a lifetime contract.
Is there
Honestly,
there's no
yeah.
clause in that? So if he goes like the next 15 seasons without a win, they still have to keep him.
they'll just
Yeah,
they'll just
that's
give
what
him
it-
like a
it's what it-
part-time deal or something.
No, well, at that point, Rick Hendrick will probably be like, "Hey, Jimmy, you should probably just retire, buddy."
I'll make these young whippersnappers respect me.
Yeah, by
I
dumping
literally
them
thought
in the
you were having a
clash.
seizure when you started that.
So I think it's all about money. So as long as Jimmy brings in a sponsor that pays for his ride, I don't think he leaves.
Oh, and he is making a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
Because we're Allied Bank.
I mean,
you know?
Forbes just put up NASCAR's highest paid drivers of the year. Number 1 is Jimmy Johnson.
Was it $17.7
Imagine like
million?
being due
Yeah.
to finish 25th all year and you're still the highest paid driver.
So he gets a ton of salary and winnings. Well, not winnings, but just salary. But his
I don't know about 25th.
his endorsements and licensing, like merch sales and all that garbage, still the highest out of anyone here.
So his 17.5 is his base salary.
No, that's
was
14.
Oh, all right. So
14
but still,
plus 3.5 mil in endorsements and licensing.
that is a disgusting amount of money to pay somebody.
Let me hold the bag, Jimmy.
Well, I mean, he's still making money. I'm sure there's a lot of Jimmy fans buying die-cast and shirts and stuff.
Everybody's all fatalist, like, oh, NASCAR's too expensive. We can't race. It's not the same like it used to be. You can't have like farm teams anymore. It's probably because you got to pay your drivers tens of millions of dollars to sit behind the wheel.
Is it salary cap
Probably
time?
wreck it. I don't know about salary cap time. I just like.
I vote salary
Something's gotta
cap
be
in NASCAR.
I'd actually, you know what? I'd support that.
Yeah,
I
what
don't know
if there
about-
was
I
a
don't know
salary
about
cap? I mean, drivers would obviously be mad, but
It's
what are you
another
going to do?
thing-
Not drive?
Oh,
It's
they gotta
another
get rid
thing-
of this charter system first.
Yeah,
no matter
honestly.
what they do.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about a salary
Yeah, but what
cap,
do they
though.
do? Do they go back to top 35?
Yeah, like owners' points, and then like I feel like you should make the race based on if you're good or not if you have money.
It should be your qualifying pace. If you don't qualify, you don't race. I think that's how it should go.
Yeah, that's another good one. It's like literally you can be anywhere in the standings if you don't qualify fast enough. you're out. Goodbye.
Look,
Anywhere?
Anywhere. If you're the points leader and you don't qualify, you're not racing. Goodbye.
Ooh,
Yeah, and
I
that
like
would
that
make,
actually.
that would make
I-
just-
I-
that would make
It's like that.
headlines. It's true.
It's like that in the World of Outlaws dirt racing too. A couple years ago, Scott Bloomquist showed up to the World 100 and wrecked his car in qualifying and didn't go through to the final race.
I like that.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it's just
And we all saw the drama at like Indianapolis this year. so-
Exactly.
it's
Get
more
bumped.
exciting. It makes every qualifying I would actually watch instead
Yeah,
of like the
same.
boring. It's just
The
so
n-
boring.
Are
The
you?
new NASCAR age underestimates the drama and the excitement of qualifying and preliminary stuff.
But are you going to lose sponsors over it? Is Mars going to be like, well, if we're not guaranteed being in every race, I don't want to spend that much money?
What you could always do is jump ship over to like, I mean, I don't know with contracts, but I mean, if you remember, if you didn't qualify, they would just put their logos on a different car and then
Yeah,
race that for the week.
and
That's true.
You have TV spots anyway, so like, get out of here with your. Just because I can't see your stupid M&M's 18 car doesn't mean we're not going to see 900 of your commercials.
Not wrong.
All right, there we go, NASCAR. If you're listening.
Just another
You know
thing
what
for
to do.
704 games to screw up in this shitty game.
Going back to that, huh?
Damn. I'm still pissed about it too, man.
No, I mean,
honestly.
that's
It
totally
ruined my whole
understandable.
day. It ruined my whole day when I saw it. It's so downgraded from what I was even minimally expecting.
The
It's
fact that, like,
still so much
This
worse.
is footage meant to show off the game's capabilities.
It's yeah, it's meant
I
to
know,
make it
dude.
like look good.
And
you're
it's
just
like this spread out
And they got
pack.
the stretched out
with the-
racing.
yeah.
Again.
Oh
again.
my god.
Like we didn't have this game in NASCAR. We had that problem in NASCAR Heat Evolution, dude. That was 3 games ago, going on 4 games ago. I've had enough.
Yeah, but what do you
better
do
be
at this
good
point?
ass game.
Do you give it to a new
I don't
studio and just kill 704?
Well, we can now. They got a 10-year contract. And what are
Give
they
it to
gonna do?
Codemasters.
Give it to
Give it to
Codemasters.
Codemasters.
Give
I
it
don't
to
think
Codemasters.
Yeah,
I don't
what
think
happened to that-
Codemasters is interested.
I don't think
I'm pretty sure.
Codemasters wants to touch this with a 10-foot pole. I
What,
think
what
they
happened to
know
that
control
rumor
it, so-
about Codemasters? What was that about?
They probably saw this trailer and were like, okay, no, get out of my life.
Yeah, they were like, get out of here. I don't know, dude. If Codemasters were to do it, obviously it would probably be fantastic, but I don't think we'll ever see that. I just don't think they.
Yeah,
have
I don't-
because
I don't
think
think they're
NASCAR
interested.
brings them what the F1 game brings them. The NASCAR game is not going to be even anywhere comparable. I don't think.
That's true.
Let's not talk like feasibility as far as monetary goes. But if Codemasters were to do this game, it would be done right, and I would be happy.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, no, of
They
course.
could do
Absolutely.
they could do one game and then like sell the source code, and I would still be happy.
And they already have
that'd
like
make me even happier, right?
they already have a
But
decent
I don't just wanna
base. I mean,
dump
this,
on. I don't want to just dump on 704 too, though, because I know that
they're
I don't know what
under
their
budget or whatever.
That's
yeah.
the thing. Their budget is obviously not our business, but it should be our business. But
If your
it's not our
budget is
business,
that
but
low, then why do you sign a 10-year contract with
That's
NASCAR?
exactly.
That's true. Yeah, and
do
why are you giving a
take
contract
this
that
low?
big to such a small studio? I feel like
Exactly.
NASCAR fans deserve more, and we shouldn't be
I know.
told by the stupid like 704 fanboys to be like, "Well, it's better than it used to be," and it's like, "Yeah, well, I certainly hope so."
Actually,
Christ.
I can count with my fingers how many employees they have. Please stop insulting 704 games.
So here, how about we say this? 704. If we're listening, we like you, but we got to see something. We gotta get going here.
Even
If-
just
if-
visually.
Or just don't make
even,
NASCAR
like,
games. I mean,
if NASCAR 8.5 isn't good, then I give up on you. I literally give up on you. I will.
We don't say that every year. Honestly, dude, if NASCAR Heat 4, if I get that game in my hands and I'm playing it, right? And if I see that it has the same issues we've been having, I'm not doing a career mode on it. I'm not going to
no,
even waste my
and
time.
you shouldn't have to.
I'm not even gonna waste my time with the mental strain to do that. I'm just gonna skip it. and try
Ideally,
again next
I
year.
want to make a video. I want to make fun of the game. Maybe make some money from that. Call it a day. Just try to even out my purchase of the damn
what
thing.
it all boils down to is I can go into career mode. I can be bored and be like, hey, let's play some NASCAR 8.3. And after like 2 attempts at the race, I'm just like, I quit. I'm done. This is actually retarded. I'm not doing this.
Dude, it's just so frustrating. Like I spent so many hours today on Heat 3,
Oh.
right? And I was
Why?
hopeless. I mean, I really,
Why?
I exactly why I was so hopeless by the end of it. I tweeted out like I retire from Heat 3, and I do. I'm done. I straight up am done.
It's over.
And then a couple hours later, just as I'm at rock bottom, or what at least I thought was rock bottom, then that damn trailer leaked, and that about put me off the roof, man. It was bad.
He about
so bad.
did the Kermit jump.
I almost did the Kermit reenactment, man. I almost did it. I saw that video. I've never been so depressed in my whole life. So I'm really hoping the HD version does it more justice, but if not, then I'm just gonna.
Oh Jesus Christ! I hope for it. I hope and I pray.
Yeah, I'm not giving the graphics too much judgment yet.
I'm just judging the reflections and the effects. Yeah. It's bad.
The reflections were awful.
And the shadows are disgusting.
And NASCAR, the Cup Series has had actually a really good year this year, and we don't get anything to fucking do anything with it. Like F1, look how bad this season has been.
You get peak antifreeze. Just advertise peak antifreeze more. No more esports and heat. Get that out of here.
The F1 season in most career modes are better than the actual F1 seasons most of the time.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like, you can simulate a better career, like a better season in your video game than you can in the real life.
And you experience it. There's people that come to you with contracts, and you discuss things with your teammates. And
well, let's face it, Formula One real life doesn't exactly have a very high bar to set when it comes to entertainment, at least recently.
All right, well, look, not all
of there's a lot to Formula One that's not just the on-track action.
Yeah.
Dude, if you watch the Netflix series,
it's more political than I thought it would.
Oh, of course.
And the engineering.
Oh, dude, I've just been watching YouTube videos on it, man.
I don't want to reach. I don't want to watch motorsports for its
Ed, what
politics.
are you doing? What does that sound?
Sorry, I was
snacking.
No.
No, you're not eating this
Powerade bottle. I was putting the Powerade bottle away.
Okay.
Are you ripping up the label or something?
The wrapper is coming off. Yeah, so I'm just taking it off.
God damn.
That's what I did. God damn it.
It's the keys on his $150 keyboard that he spilled the monster.
Yeah. Hell up, Rusty. Where are you at, Rusty? You haven't said a word.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. All right, Rusty, we'll get you talking. Chicagoland Cup race.
Last episode. I'll kill you. I'm gonna fuck you up in Call of Duty in a couple months.
Oh, here they go.
Chicagoland Cup race. Best of the season?
I wouldn't go that far, but it was super good. It was
best finish.
When's the last time
probably
we saw someone pass the other dude close to the end of the race and then get passed back for the win?
Yeah, you're right.
That was amazing.
I agree with Rusty that it was the best finish of the season.
Dude, I was out of my damn seat when he got him back.
It was really good for Alex Bowman because it showed that, it wasn't like a Larson choke. He just
it looked like it was over. Like he got past and it was like, damn, he closed him down from so far back. He passed him. We're coming to the end.
What was it? It was like a 8/10 lead with 4 to go, and then Alex Bowman just went back and passed him back. It was a great finish.
He just got him back, gave him a little bit of a bump. Oh, that was so cool.
Imagine being Kyle Larson and you can't win a points race.
Honestly, dude, the Larson with the 2 in it, dude, strikes again every time, man. I swear. And I had him, of course, the 1 week.
Oh yeah, you had him in random fantasy.
I picked random fantasy, dude, and I drew Kyle Larson. I was like, this is it, and he choked it away again.
It's becoming so difficult rooting for that guy.
It really is.
I love Kyle Larson, but just.
Trace is a big Kyle Larson fan.
I love Kyle Larson because of his dirt connections.
More often.
That man can drive a goddamn sprint car. It is.
I love him for the same reason. It's just so frustrating knowing that more often than not, the guy you're rooting for in the cup race is going to finish in second place.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt that way about Casey Kane when I was a big fan of him too. So.
The boy wonder.
The boy wonder. He is walking underpants.
Dude, I'm sure Kyle Larson's probably one of the more talented people in this whole series. I just think I kind of buy into that sort of idea that he uses up his equipment too early. I think that's pretty much the problem.
I don't know if we've discussed this before, but
that
this
equipment isn't as good as everybody else.
Does not suit his driving abilities. His driving abilities are throttle control, just high horsepower.
That's what we said last week.
But he didn't win last season. And at that point, everyone said it was the car.
8 times?
Oh, yeah.
He got close at Chicagoland until freaking Kyle Larson dumped his ass.
Kind of fair, though.
Kyle Busch.
Where did Kurt Busch finish this weekend?
It's a good question.
He's still 8th in points. You know,
the-
Kurt Busch is having a fantastic season.
Absolutely.
Dude, yeah.
I legitimately thought this was gonna be like
He's like 2nd or 3rd in points out of drivers that don't yet
He
have a win.
finished 13th.
I thought this was gonna be like, oh, Kurt Busch is getting old. He's gonna get in the Jamie McMurray
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
old
that's
and
exactly
fall
what I
down
thought.
car.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
he's
thought-
a championship before he hangs it
Yeah,
up.
I legitimately thought he was going to be like a 15th place car all year, and he's pleasantly surprised.
Here he is, friggin' Mark Martining his career.
Okay, so that brings up a question
Took it
with
as a
Kyle
title.
Larson this weekend. Do you think Kyle Larson this weekend was a one-off, or do you think this
No,
better days ahead? for
based on
Knapp?
the All-Star race and this, it's definitely not a one-off.
Mhm.
He's got it in
Kyle
him.
Larson,
It just it takes a
I
lot of
think-
things lining
I
up.
think
Slow
Kurt Busch,
improvement,
Kurt Busch this year has what it takes to win a race, and so does Kyle Larson. And I hope that they can get it done.
And
I'm
speaking of
surprised Kurt
Kyle,
hasn't done it yet. I thought he was going to do it at Michigan there, but the draft just didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
and speaking of Kyle Larson, closing out, we are coming up on the end of the regular season, and last I looked at the points, Kyle Larson's like 13th or 14th in the regular season's points. So if he has a couple bad finishes, he's looking at not even making the playoffs
That
if he
would-
doesn't get a win.
That would be bad. That
Same
would
with
be,
Jimmy. Jimmy's like 13th, 14th
Well, like
in points
imagine if
right now.
Stenhouse wins
Jimmy's
this week and
14th.
it kind of shuffles the whole thing up again.
Yep, it pushes
I can't
everyone down
believe-
one position. That
I don't
doesn't
think
have a
Yeah,
win.
Clint
Stenhouse
Dude,
can't do
Eric
it.
Jones is on the outside.
Eric Jones
Yeah,
is pretty. He's had a
Is Jimmy
bad
Johnson on the
season.
outside?
He's had
Jimmy Johnson's
some
on the outside,
good
too.
finishes, but mostly disappointing. Johnson's
I keep
14th.
imagining.
Boyer is on the bubble 16th. Eric Jones is
Yeah.
17th.
I can't imagine Christopher Bell not being in the 20 next year. Why would you contribute him?
It's kind of sad, though. I mean, Jones had
Eric Jones has not been good.
It's the exact same thing that happened with Daniel Suarez. They kicked out a veteran, Carl Edwards and Matt Kenseth, to put in, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, and now within 2 years they're out of their round.
which is kind of sad because I feel like he's performed to expectations. He got, hold on, let me look this up. Last
Man,
season he
like-
got, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 top fives. That's a
Well,
good
I mean, think about
performance.
it. Last year, he only got one win, and so did Matt Kenseth in 2017. I mean,
Yeah,
I
and it was
don't-
Daytona.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but still.
And this season he has 4 top fives, so pretty good.
yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing.
He's generally
great.
had speed, but he just had a lot of misfortune too. A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that one mediocre season should just boot you out of a ride like that. I don't think that's.
I just hate the Gibbs culture as a whole.
I mean, this
Of just pushing
I mean,
people through.
You just put you put Eric Jones, who's again performed to expectations.
He's done
against
amazingly well in the
Kyle
trucks.
Busch and Martin Truex Jr., who are both gigantic freaking crybabies
let's-
lately.
let's-
Side note, but how do you compare to that? Like nobody's going to compare to that unless Jesus himself descends
Yeah.
to drive your goddamn race car.
And I think if they keep putting new dudes in, I mean, Bell, yeah, he's good, and it might take him a little while to get to Kyle Busch level. Is he that much better than Eric Jones? I mean, look at Jones's
I think so.
Well, I mean,
in
also, like,
Xfinity
one
and the
thing-
trucks. Jones was lighting it up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one thing you got to look at is, I mean, Martin Truex Jr. came in the Cup Series in what, 2005, 2006? So did Kyle Busch. So did Denny Hamlin. They have 12, 13 years of experience, and Eric Jones is 2, and you expect Eric Jones to perform on the same level as Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Denny Hamlin. There's a problem there.
And you know he's not getting any help. It's the same thing they did to Suarez. Like they're not going to
Yeah.
help the guy. They're just going to drive the car or quit. That's probably the entire mentality it gives.
And he's probably just kind of destined to be a midfield dude because of it.
Yeah, it's he'll like go to like the 95 or something. And it's just
Yeah, or like,
finish the rest of his career in obscurity.
Priest.
Really
Eric
sad.
Jones, real estate agent by 2021.
Oh,
Dude, I remember, oh man, he almost won that Bristol race in the 77 too.
And the 77,
That was
he
such a great
lit it up. He lit it up.
Yeah, he absolutely proved himself in that car.
Side note, that was a gorgeous car. I missed that
Oh,
car.
Oh, yeah, I missed it,
great
too.
looking ride. I love that
he
thing.
was doing decent at Kansas a couple of years ago, almost won until he obliterated himself on that late race restart.
Is that the one where he like almost flipped the car over?
Yeah, where he went up on a side
Almost
after
did
he
a blowover.
overcorrected.
Almost made it a 10 out of 10.
Jesus.
Yeah, so looking at 2017, he had 14 top 10s and 5 top 5s last year. Last year, he had
And
18
he
top
should
10s
have
and-
won that Bristol race.
Yeah. Last year he had 9 top 5s and 18 top 10s. I mean, I don't know what else you can expect out of the guy. I mean,
He also won.
It was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize his other stats were that decent. I always just thought he just had the one Daytona win, and
No, he's good. He's putting up.
Yeah, I think Eric
top
Jones
fives.
is good.
I didn't realize his other stats were that
It's
decent.
just like you got the nice Mustang trying to compete up with the Lamborghini and the Ferrari, and it's just not going to happen.
But, I mean, is Bell going to be better though? Is he that much better?
And that's so unfair because Bell will be better, but that doesn't diminish how good Jones is.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
but
I don't.
they got to move him up next season. Where do they put him?
They have to. I think they got to kick him
literally,
and put him in the 11. If they're going to keep Jones, they have to kick him.
I think they should 95 him. Honestly.
I think Rusty would love that. Gave the boot to Hamlin and
honestly,
you can't.
In the 11.
I felt like if this was between before the start of the season, I would have said sure, yeah, dump Hamlin, put him in. But Hamlin this season has been on it. He's
won 2 races, right?
Unfortunately, like he's proved himself. DiBenedetto's proved himself.
Exactly.
And now this is sort of falling on Jones.
There's kind of a few drivers, yeah, they were questionable going into the season. They kind of proved themselves, yeah.
Kurt as well,
Benedetto,
yeah.
Kurt.
I feel like Denny Hamlin should just retire, get this pathetic, miserable career over with. Go give another prostitute some good at Chicagoland, and then just call it quits. You're done.
Retire with 0 championships.
After 10,000 races, too. Wow.
Imagine having choked a bunch of championships away. What a bomb!
He's only choked one. What was that noise?
I mean, he's got 33 wins in his career. That's pretty impressive.
He's a bomb.
That was decent.
If Denny
Remember
Hamlin,
when he said Brad Keselowski
that's over 15 years.
Like 2 years, and he was like, oh, he's not even that good. Who's got a championship, huh, Denny?
I think they have to wait another year. Honestly, put Bell in the 95, put Benedetto part-time in like a 59 or something. Benedetto.
Man, fuck Matt Benedetto.
Bad Benedetto.
What? I don't get why you don't like Matt Benedetto.
What's wrong with him? Dude, just showed the field at Sonoma.
The fan base is what he hates.
You just hate popular people.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you're just jealous of his muscles. Have you seen that dude?
He has to be edgy and be different, and then he also has attraction to his muscles.
Yeah, I'm very jealous of the muscles.
Have you seen those muscles? Oh my god!
In person, I've seen them in person.
Ooh.
Oh damn, he's shredded.
Yeah. Have you seen the Christmas photo? Have you seen the Christmas photo? Let me find you the Christmas photo.
Oh yeah, I've seen the Christmas photo before.
Hold on,
I saw those guns in person.
Oh my god! This dude is no wonder he can wheel a race car. He just freaking moves the whole thing on the track. Just
Holy crap, Trace.
He just slides it.
Oh my god, Trace is clipping his mic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I haven't turned on like 18%. He's still like louder than everyone else.
Look, man, I'd be excited about the Benedetto too.
I get a little. All right, turn down the input.
Whoa.
There we go.
Yeah, I'm looking at this picture. I'll be right back.
That's going in the folder.
It's going in Caleb's spank bank.
Oh, jeez.
This man just slides his car left. Just slides it.
I think I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
He just wheels the car left and right.
Oh
Doesn't
my
even turn
lord!
Yeah.
No power steering, no problem.
Got all the power you need right there.
Yeah, exactly.
We had power steering.
Dude's great.
So I had a random realization the other day that might get Rusty talking a little bit.
All right, cheers.
This is common knowledge to most big NASCAR fans, but it never occurred to me. So, doing some random scrolling on Racing Reference, discovered Tony Stewart, 3-time NASCAR Cup champion, IndyCar champion, has never won a Daytona 500.
Yeah.
After getting close many, many times. Danica ran this double last year. Do you think there's a possibility of Tony Stewart doing like periodically Daytona 500s like in the upcoming years to try to finally get that on his resume?
Ooh. I don't think he cares enough.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of it. But I think he even has a quote when he was retiring. I know he was just completely disconnected, disinterested in NASCAR at the time, but I don't think he's ever going to come back and ever run a Cup car, no matter the scenario. I think he's done for life.
Because he seems like one of those guys who is just racing because he loves racing. I don't think he's too concerned about the numbers or like whether or not he's won a 500.
But he's gotten so close. That 2008 one still has to kill him when he got passed by Newman.
Well, yeah, but I don't think I think he's satisfied with it, honestly. He has fun in his sprint cars. He just wants to keep doing that. Go ahead.
I always kind of thought that he would come back for at least one, just because
Really?
in 2016 he didn't get that final shot because of his back injury. I'm pretty sure it was.
You got Sonoma.
I mean, but still,
You know-
I mean, do you want that one last shot at a Daytona 500?
I have a conspiracy theory that Denny Hamlin let him have that one.
Ooh.
Dude, Denny
Or
got
did he
everyone
just
going-
choke? Or did he just get in his head? It's hard to
Denny
tell.
choked.
Dude,
I think Denny
Hamlin's
choked.
just bad.
history
Wait
of
a minute.
choking.
He
I
missed
just
the braking
realized-
zone in 11.
Rusty, when
It's as simple as that.
Tony Stewart passed Denny Hamlin for his final career win, how bad did you nut? Like,
Yeah, that is actually a good question.
was there like?
Because you were in the area, weren't you?
No, I was at Sonoma 2015 for Kyle Busch.
Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, Jesus.
Was there
Dude,
was
you
there cum
just
on the
missed
TV?
all these amazing, like, Tony Stewart finishes.
Oh, every
That's
time
one.
by a year. Every time. Literally.
damn.
But yeah, that was like top. I mean, you can't write it any better as a Tony Stewart fan for his last win.
At least Rusty.
You
You
was
said you want a
Hamlin
bar,
hater.
right?
Yeah. Well, I should say as a Denny Hamlin hater and a Carl Edwards hater, for him to beat Carl Edwards straight up and
How
talk
do you
trash
how do you
and
hate
tell him
Carl
to his
Edwards?
face. When you tell Carl straight up to his face that you're gonna choke and we're gonna like take this thing, dude.
That kills if you remember back to Darlington when Carl Edwards, yeah, you're right. When Carl Edwards let Regan Smith win that Darlington race, he lost the championship.
What do you mean let him win?
He let him win.
Oh,
Regan Smith.
jeez.
And
How
what
are
do
you
you
gonna
mean,
beat
how
a
can
rough
you...
in my car? And
What do you mean, how can you hate Carl Edwards? It was only the last couple of years he was racing that I started to not hate him.
Yeah.
Dude, his little hothead roid rage incidents he had with Brad Keselowski and company in 2009, 10, and 11, where he almost like killed Keselowski in multiple.
killed Keselowski.
I
killed him.
Me and Rusty were discussing this a while back. I counted 5 incidents in those 2 years where like a massive wreck was
Yeah.
triggered purely from Keselowski Edwards either turning
Well,
himself
Carl
or
Edwards,
just
I
dumping
will say,
Keselowski.
Carl Edwards was just salty that he could never win on a plate track, so he was just pissed at Keselowski
And
for
then
the
he
rest of
rage
2009 and 2010.
He lost the championship.
Yeah.
He rage quit. That's all he did.
Yeah, imagine saying you're happy with your career and you have no Brickyard 4, no Daytona 500s, 1 Coke 600, 1 Southern 500, no championships. Shut up, Carl.
He's gonna go sit on a tractor, buddy.
He's gonna go get hit by a tornado.
He's not even like he
He's helping people out of ditches when they get hit by tornadoes and stuff. Now that's all I ever hear about him.
he doesn't even
Tornado, come hit me so I can meet Carl Edwards.
like some dudes will start a team or like work for a team or just do like lower level like late models or something. He's just gone. He's like, nah, I'm done.
Deuces.
He's
The,
doing
It's
like
strange, dude. It's so weird. I still don't get it, man.
the
He's
powers
doing-
that be and like all the stuff at NASCAR just sucked like any desire he had for racing out of him.
yeah. I thought for a second I saw him in a porno I was watching the other.
What?
Well, we got to see a link now.
Please don't.
Yeah, when you-
Throw it in things to discuss. You won't.
Yeah.
Let's discuss this real quick.
At everyone. Let's have a
We
watch
click-
party of it real fast.
Oh,
we
Like,
click on it.
weird.
That link looks spooky. Are you sure you want to trust this?
Yeah. You won't get like 69 terabytes of gay German porn.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
gay German porn.
Why are you
More
both
editing.
saying that? How do you?
Because that's all it ever is.
More editing to be had.
What do you...
Yeah, I love when I go to like the low end like websites to get a template and then I get gay German porn instead of my
I like
free template.
Yeah, I
Oh,
go to
template.
download
Sorry,
logos
pal.
to go paint, and then instead I get 69 terabytes of gay German porn.
As you do.
It just happens.
What are
Man,
you
just gotta
guys
go with the
doing?
flow.
The 26-hour mega special.
Jesus H Christ.
Jesus H Gaming.
Shut up.
Whoa.
Wait a minute, we just made the connection here.
Do we have anything left to discuss? Has this just
Jesus-
spiraled
Jesus
down?
is
into-
among
I
us.
think I'm out of stuff to do. I don't want to see this gay German porn.
Yeah, get out quickly.
I don't think
Trey.
anybody
oh,
does.
you'll look at Matt DiBenedetto. Get gay German. You won't look at gay German. You'll look at Matt DiBenedetto.
Look, the difference is I want to look.
You're
at that.
approved.
Ed, link him the gay German porn. You.
Oh,
I
no,
got it,
we're
like,
not.
right here. I got very graphic images right here.
Oh boy.
We are in
This isn't-
evacuate mode. Thank you for
This
watching.
isn't core after dark.
Yep, nope,
Shut
we're
it down.
done.
All right, hey,
Thanks,
that
thanks
was
for
the
watching
that was
the
grand
Outlap.
finale of the Outlap. Thank you for
We're
enjoying.
gonna
this
cut to the
one
outro of me
episode.
on my own because these guys are busy wanking
Show
off
it.
to this gay German porn.
Well, there's
No.
only 2 of us doing that.
All right, boys, time to have an internet orgy.
That's it. We're
gonna
cut.
be a really
It's
quick
over.
one.
Good night.
So-
Leave. Nope.
We can't fix
Go
that
away.
damage.
Well, that derailed itself pretty quickly, but I'd like to thank you again just for making it this far into the episode. I mean, maybe you scrubbed through it. Honestly, that's fine. I just want to ask yet again, please, please, please leave some feedback in the comments, tweet me, whatever, make it happen. I want to know what you guys think. I want to make this show awesome. I want to do this every damn week because this is so much fun and I'm so glad I'm able to share this with you guys. And like I said at the start, these are still, test episodes. I really want to be able to go onwards and upwards with this show. So please, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you're not subscribed to me, maybe do that because we're going to be making these every week until you guys get annoyed. Or I don't know if this one was that bad. I hope you liked it. I really do. We all had a lot of fun making it. What a discussion. Oh my goodness. Well, I will see you all next week for episode 0.2, I guess, of the Outlap. Again, thank you so much for listening, and good night.